Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I would like to welcome all of you to 299 meeting of Speakers and Toastmasters Club. My name is Toastmaster Lalita, and I'll be the sergeant at arms in today's meeting. To officially start the meeting, I would like to remind everyone that this meeting will be recorded. Some parts of the meeting may also be used for promotional material. In order to have a smooth meeting, here are some ground rules that we follow during the course of the meeting. First, please put yourself on mute when you're not speaking. And for people who are offline, please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. Second, don't interrupt while someone is speaking. If you have to move during the meeting, please turn off your camera. And for people who are offline, kindly do not move when someone is speaking. Others might distract the. Third, please be mindful from addressing sex, religion, and politics in the meeting. Fourth, be attentive throughout the meeting. Support and encourage the fellow speakers by turning on your camera and warm smiles. Use Zoom reaction buttons to express yourself during the meeting. As you're aware, everyone has a mission in life. Similarly, our Toastmaster has a mission. Our Toastmaster mission is to provide mutually supportive environment so that each member of our club can develop their leadership and communication skills, which will help to boost the self-confidence in a person. Now, every meeting has a theme, and today's theme is very interesting, failed resolutions, which explains the reason why most of us fail to achieve our goals or New Year resolutions and what we can do to achieve them. Now, let me welcome our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Mansi. As a professional and working woman, she has been recognized with Young Achiever Awards 2021 in professional development and contribution to nation building. Young Women Icon 2022, Global Choice Awards and National Achiever Awards in Professional Development, Intellectual Excellence and National Development and National Achievement Forum. Currently serving as VP Education of Capital Land Toastmaster Club and leading by Mohan. Thank you, Toastmaster Mansi.
Thanks a lot, Sergeant at Arms, for that great introduction of mine. And I'm really sorry I'll not be able to put on my camera today since I'm traveling and I have weak network. But let's start with my role as presiding officer. Good morning, everybody, whoever is present in the room as well as who's present in the online mode. So, Toastmasters is an international non-profit organization that helps teaching public speaking as well as leadership skills through network of clubs. It's headquartered in Inglewood, and in the organization, it has 14,700 clubs with 144 countries. That's something about Toastmasters, how it has helped individuals throughout the world. I would like to also add saying since 1924, it has helped people from diverse backgrounds to become more confident speakers. On that note, I would like to welcome our guests, whoever would like to introduce first and volunteer. Anyone in the room?
Yeah. Pranav, you can go with it and you can speak about this. Okay.
Sure.
Facing the camera. And you come out.
I'm Pranav. I work as a product analyst in AdTech space. I'm from Belgium. I'm here to improve my public speaking and articulate my thoughts. So I like watching movies and TV series. Yeah, that's what I do.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Pranav. We would like to see you more in our upcoming meetings. We also have Toastmaster Mohan as our guest today. Can we have a round of applause for him and his introduction?
Hi everyone, I'm Mohan. I've been Toastmaster around one and a half years, and then I've been off of a year now. I work as a solution engineering manager at Accidentsoft, and it's always been pleasure to connect with speakers then. And I wanted to see the surprise look on yeah, so I didn't inform that I have been talking. And that was a huge success for me as of today. But yeah, I look forward for this meeting, and I've learned a lot. I hope everyone is doing the same, and I'm looking forward for leadership skills from here on. So I look forward to attend more meetings from now on. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Pranav, Toastmaster Mohan, and I would like to congratulate you first being a Toastmaster and present there on Sunday morning and making time for us. On that note, I would like to give over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day and the theme so that he can highlight the theme. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Nancy. And before I start, I would just like that have you planned a goal or New Year resolution and failed? Can someone throw some light that why you failed and what is your idea about that? Or have you introspected like why you failed on certain goals or your idea?
That's a very different question. So far, I have made only one New Year goal that was to quit smoking, and I could say I was very well successful in that. I was smoked in the past 2 years or 2.5 years, so more than that. So that's how either I make the resolution or I don't. That's how what I come from. But some of the resolutions or some of the promises I made, but I did not care. That is purely because I was lazy. So
anyone else?
I think I constantly protect my resolution. Yeah, once a month. Right now, I made a resolution to put at public speaking. That's why I care. So let's hope that
Any reason thinking you respected why you
lack of empowerment.
anyone else?
Yes, I usually make a solution for doing exercise like always saying that maybe because after maybe around 2 weeks of things that we will see the possibility of making the change things
So before I start off with the actual topic, I'll just give an example. Kind of an example that suppose you have to lay electricity throughout the city, electricity connection. So what you will do? So what you will do for electric connection overall the city, you have to lay down that and establish like in each home electricity should be. So what is your step? What are the 3 steps?
You know, the electricity board and will be approved.
No, if you are a manager managing the electric department of the entire, and you have to lay the cables, everything, and manage like all the houses, each electricity.
Prepare a plan. And as for the plan, like we will just stick on the schedule. Whatever comes in between, keep on the challenge, and we'll ensure that it is completed by the challenge.
So we can think of like first we will try to establish connection over all the networks, all you have the board, all the connection, all the networks. Then you will have quality of voice. You will determine the quality of voice, what is the quality is good or not. Then you will try, then you start the electricity and the electricity will flow. So the idea, I'll just correlate this one with human brain. So human brain is to divide into 4 parts. There are 4 parts I'll mostly concentrate. So that is, you can say, we have temporal lobe, occipital lobe, and another is parietal lobe, and another is one more lobe is there. That is, I think, occipital, temporal, frontal lobe, and one more lobe is there. So mostly, whatever we see or observe, that comes into our occipital lobe, whatever we see. So suppose you see a particular some accident happens, and that easily absorbed in your mind, and that negative thought automatically comes. That comes, and the same thing keeps on repeating. And another lobe which is temporal lobe. So temporal lobe, it captures all the audio part, all the whatever you are listening. So suppose you listen lot of people have seen that they will listen lot of motivation videos, read lot of books. yes, we can do, we can try, we can do. Every day they will keep on listening. Or I also read like Vivekananda and Banco studies Karare. So that comes into our reading everything like a combination of occipital or temporal. So keep on reading. But what is the result? Are you able to execute the plan? Are you able to execute?
Sometimes we things.
So maybe temporarily you get motivated, and but at the end, are you able to execute all your plan execution and proper? Are you able to execute your goals or resolution whatever you plan just by reading the books, or just by observing something?
No.
So the reason being, all these things comes into a temporal lobe and occipital lobe. Sorry, occipital lobe and one more is I think I told occipital and occipital temporal lobe, it comes all this audio and visual part. And another basic which is mostly about whatever you see, whatever you feel, that's what told that part. So that is not a more of concern, but you keep on listening, keep on observing different things every day. Like in suppose you go to school or college and someone tells you don't know anything, you are idiot, or someone they tell it will absorb in your occipital and temporal. That will keep on increasing, different thoughts, everything. And more whatever you read, whatever yes you have to read, you have to pass your examination. Yes, you have to get 80%, 90% of the people, nothing will happen. Most of the people they fail. The reason being your frontal lobe is not activated. That is the main reason. If you try this, it's a part of our NLP or neuroscience. So frontal lobe is not activated. That is the main reason. If you search across Google or try anything, then people will find this. So for activating the frontal lobe, we have like one thing is to take 8 hours sleep, try solving some puzzles, some one thing. But the most effective way is breathing part and meditation. So now whatever our ancient sages and BC, they had all these things, all the neuroscientists across the world, they are proving the fact. They are proving that they are trying, okay, now breathing, all this pranayama, everything, is mindfulness. Yeah, this will activate all our frontal lobe. So when you meditate, then your frontal lobe is activated. You can try 40 minutes if you try like every day, whenever you feel that you are not motivated enough to execute certain actions, then just try 10-20 minutes, just some certain meditation. Then you will see your frontal lobe is activated and automatically you will feel encouraged or motivated to do that. So that is the most important thing which I have found that, and last week only I was just found this one, so I thought to share this particular idea. So that is one of the most important. And moving on, another part is you should we have like whatever behavior or action we execute or we do, that is dependent on person and his environment. Am I correct? So if you try to have certain behavior or certain action, then you need to change environment or you need to create that environment. So you have to create that particular environment. So I have seen a lot of writers that they will go in forest, or they will go into certain place. They will create that environment and they will have that ambience, everything, so that they are particularly focused. So these two important things which I have found and which certainly will help if you try setting a New Year's resolution or whatever goals you have set up. And with the same thing in the mind, if you just try before setting the environment, just 4 or 5 days, just try 1 hour, half an hour, just sit in a particular place. And if you try just half an hour, just visualize that this is my particular goal and I will 4 days, 10 days. Then after that, you start the rest. So after that, if you start, then you will be easily able to achieve that particular goal and you will be successful. So this was all part of the way you want to achieve your goal and how to make your failed resolution that in a successful way. I would like anyone to think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on all this day. You just described, like we just create kind of via seeing the motivating videos for ever was we have to do some work for that.
Because same thing happened for me also. A lot of videos and everything. I keep on listening to lot. So it doesn't work unless and until your frontal lobe is active. That is also part of neocortex. And so whatever all the receipts, scientific, everything, if you want to proceed further, then you have to look backward. If you have to succeed in life, look backward, look instant, how many is back. That is great. India was beautiful, 10,000 is back. So that is the way we can succeed. And with that, I will just try to explain how Toastmaster is organized. So first, we have prepared speech, where speakers they prepare for 5 to 7 minutes and they deliver the speech in the Toastmaster club. And next we have debate topics where everyone they are given 1 or 2 minutes time and they deliver their speech on impromptu. And after that we have evaluation section. In the evaluation section, the general evaluator and the other evaluator will evaluate the papers and they provide all the feedback so that they can improve, they can work on that particular. And with that, I would like to call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Sankhya, who is the management consultant and also part-time theater actress and a comedian also. So please join me to welcome Toastmaster Sankhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Hi, very good morning, and dear Toastmasters and lovely guests. My name is Toastmaster Tamko, and I am the today's general evaluator for today's meeting. Now, as a general evaluator, what am I going to do? Well, that's very interesting because I am going to observe the entire meeting end to end. When it started, how it all went, and what could have been improved, what went well. And but to help me out, I have a team of 3 masters here, and they're popularly known as a tag team: the timer, the R-counter, and the grammarian. So let's see what's in store for us. So for the timer, may I request Toastmaster Sanjay, who is available both hybrid way in both offline and online modes. So please share your objective as the timer.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. I'm going to be the timer for today, and like we have kind of heard that like there will go 3 different sections. So which is the first section is the prepared speeches, where like we will be giving 5 to 7 minutes for every speaker, and I'll start showing my flashcards, the timer cards, at from 5 minutes onwards to sort of indicate to the speaker that we will like that one, conclude faster, and then finish the speech like the next 4 minutes or so. And then will be given after 7 minutes, will be given like 30 minutes, 30 seconds of grace period, which is like after that you will plan or you will get disqualified as a speaker. Then we go to the like the table topic with the 30 estimate cards from like 1 minute onward, right? And then the time will be about 80 minutes. People will be evaluating the prepared speeches. So and they will be given 2 to 3 minutes and with a grace period of 30 seconds. So I will and then I will kind of start with the flashcard from 2 minutes onward after ending in 30 seconds. To indicate to the speakers that we need to make wrap up or evaluate to conclude the observations and findings. Yeah. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Can you show the timing card as well?
Right. Yeah. So whenever I say like for the prepared speeches, instead of 5 to 7 minutes, I'll start pulling my cards from 5 minutes onwards. So once there is 5 minutes, I change my background and it become green. It means that like you have 2 more minutes left. After 1 minute, I change it to yellow. And then after.
Can you change that to yellow and green?
Selected, show you on my screen. Yeah, this is there.
Rakesh, can this take?
Do you want mobile data?
No.
Okay, yeah, we can see now.
Yeah. So the yellow card, like 6 minutes. And then again, I'll change it to red card. And that means that now you have only 30 seconds to have your speech for the evaluation or the table topic management also the evaluation.
Your screen is getting frozen.
Many tasks.
Just read the pages.
Can you stay with that? Okay, in the meanwhile, while Pastor Sanjay is working on that, so we'll move on to the R counter. So for R counter, may I request Toastmaster Pasha to please share your objective. You are on mute, Toastmaster Pasha. You are on mute, Toastmaster Pasha.
Yes, sir. Am I audible and audible, sir?
Perfectly, great.
So, we all know that words are foundation to communication, and communications are foundation to relationships, networking, business. So, without words, without communication, we humans are nothing. So, the words are key. The key is the words, how we use the words, how you communicate is very important. So, when we are communicating, when we use repeatedly the crutch words like when we take long pauses, we repeat the words, our communication will get impacted. The flow of our communication is disrupted. And the intention of our communication is diluted. So, if we avoid all these while speaking, we will speak, our flow and clarity will be nice and interesting. So, myself, Dr. Pasha, today as a app counter, I will be keeping a track on all these type of crunch words, filler words, and I'll let you know all of you at the end of the meeting. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Round of applause for Dr. Pasha. In the meanwhile, may I ask Toastmaster Sanjay to please share your screen? Just change the background to green, yellow, and red.
So this is green background, which is for like 5 minutes for the prepared speeches. I'll show it at 5 minutes. Then at 6 minutes the yellow background, and then 7 minutes the red background. After that, you will be getting 30 seconds of grace period. You have to have an assurance that else you will get disqualified.
Thank you so much. And our last basket here, the day, I request Toastmaster Chetna, please present yourself as a grammar.
Right usage of words in the right context is more important for an effective communication. So today, as a grammarian, I would be paying close attention to all the speakers of their language usage. I would make note of the good usage and not so good usage of the language of all the speakers. As a grammarian, it's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is persistent, which means continuing to exist or occur over a longer period. Persistent rain will affect many areas. I would submit the report towards the end of the meeting when asked to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. A round of applause for Chetna. Now, with this, with my team of 3 musketeers, I will be coming back again towards the end of the meeting to present my report along with my team's report. Now, before I hand it over to our Toastmaster of the day, may I just wanted to check with Toastmaster Marcy because she's facing a network issue. Toastmaster Marcy, let me know if the network issue has been resolved.
Yes, that's been resolved, but I still face echo. So the concern was I'll not be able to hear what the speaker is saying. That's it. Because I am evaluator.
Right. Okay. Can you be the evaluator? Okay, fine. So we'll have Toastmaster Kajal as the evaluator for Toastmaster Lalita. Toastmaster,
Thanks.
share your
Yeah.
information.
I'll share the details with her.
Sure.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Kajal. Okay, yeah, we will have. Okay, fine. So now, over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster.
Thank you. So our first speaker is Toastmaster Lalita. She is a HR professional and 10 plus years experience and MBA in HR. But before I call Toastmaster Lalita, I like to call our evaluator Toastmaster Karams. Yeah, so before I call Toastmaster evaluator, I would just like to add some more thing about frontal lobe. So we should be persistent on activating the frontal lobe. If you see throughout the day, if you just try, like after every 2-3 hours, some breathing practice, like the abdominal breathing also, if you keep on continuing that, you will be very much focused. You will be very focused on your work and that will activate your frontal lobe, which in turn will help you to focus on your job and help you to achieve your goal. So if you, there was also an example of a particular person, his name was, I found on the YouTube also, earlier. So he was very successful, very much, he earned a lot of money, he was a very good entrepreneur also. But after his some struggle, he gained some, he gradually became like, he ended up in poverty. So some of the psychologists, a lot of people, they research what is the reason, why it happened. They kept on researching all the scanning, everything, all the medical professionals, all the people, they tried different options, but they could not figure out. Then at last, one person, he was a very good neurosurgeon, something. He found that his frontal lobe is not active. So frontal lobe got deactivated after that operation. So when the frontal lobe is not active, that will not be encouraged. Emotional, whatever emotion and feeling, suppose you want to earn certain amount of, you want to be very rich, then you have to create in your mind also. You have to visualize that already you have achieved. So you are not very much motivated to earn that money. So you have to, so frontal lobe also helps in emotional intelligence, then problem solving, focus, everything, motivation. So these are things in which frontal lobe helps, and that is the reason we should always activate so that we can succeed in life. So with that, I would like to call evaluator Toastmaster Karan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for calling me on this day. So today my target speaker is going to deliver his her L2 P1 speech, and the purpose of her speech is to remember about different communication styles and identify his or her communication style, his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech to the member is to share the impact of his or her style on others. So I would like to hand over the stage to our team.
So the speech title is communication style and time is 5 to 7. What do you talk about the speech title? Communication style.
Yes, Simon. Every person in the world has a unique communication style. Even the newborn baby tries desperately when he enters the world, he will feel. It is also a form of communication. According to research, there are 2 types of communication. So that is DIAS, DIAS. So can anyone guess what is this? DIAS? Any guesses? So D stands for direct, I stands for initiative, A stands for analytical, S stands for supportive. Now let's try to understand each of these communication styles. The first type is direct. The people are no business people. They don't like to beat around the people. They are focused, they are result oriented, they're ambitious, they're quite conscious of the time. They tend to get straight to the point to achieve their goals. And they try to get the work as quickly as possible. To others, they appear as demanding and strong. So, how to communicate with this? I would like to say, do your homework, be brief, get straight to the point, do not waste time with chit chat, stick to your facts rather than feelings. The second type of communication style is innovative. These people are social butterflies. They love to show things. They love to talk. They always have a story to share. They are fun-loving, they are creative, they are friendly, they are spontaneous. And most importantly, they value relationship. And to others, they appear as innovative and persuasive. So how we communicate with this? Give them space because they always have a story to share. Make sure that you also share your story with them. Sometimes you have to be cautious, you might get on the track. So try to bring them back. The third type of communication style is analytic. These people are precise and cautious. They need more details and they need information in an organized manner. They are logical, they are exact. And to others, they appear as perfection. So how do we communicate with these people? Make sure you have facts and your data as well, because they will surely ask for that. And also give them space to ask questions. The fourth type of communication style is supportive. These people are seen as quite opposite to that of innovative type style. They are reserved, they are calm and collected, and they have a very steady approach. And to others, they appear as dependable and loyal. So how we communicate with this? Give them information and give them time to make decisions. They might think over it. They might think over the weekend or whatever time they want. Make them feel happy. Now, let me ask you a question. So, what are the best style of communication among all these types? Any answers?
Depends on the situation.
So, each communication style has its own advantages and disadvantages. So, there is no best, there is no right, wrong, there is no inferior one, or there is no superior one. So after doing self-analysis, I got to know that I'm doing more of innovative style at work. So this helps me to have good circle of friends, both inside and outside my organization. And due to my HR profession, my interaction with people is good. People contact me for various reasons. They contact me for inquiring about job opportunities, or if there are any grievances related to their work or related to their managers, their colleagues, or their salaries. So due to this, most of my time is spent on solving other problems. But I enjoyed doing this. And most of the time, my work is kept pending, and I do this after office hours. And I also use this innovative style while I'm interviewing the candidates to assert if the candidates have relevant skill and knowledge to fit into the requirement. So my boss is purely an analytical person. He always asks me what is the data and number. Because of this reason, I try to have the data on my fingertips. But I have realized when we communicate with kind of people who are really analytical, we need to do a lot of research with data. The possibility that I have because of this kind of data, we were able to identify the performers and the non-performers. And during appraisal time, it was very easy for us to counsel the non-performers. They will accept it, they will not take it personally because we had enough of data to justify. So another area where I'm working on is direct style. This is very important for me to be highly focused to get the direct results from the task. Before I conclude my speech, I would like to say on an unprepared soil, even the LPC will not grow. And for a well-prepared soil, you don't have to plant it, just grow it. Similarly, 90% of our communication to prepare the mind of the other person to receive our message. Same way in communication, use the right communication style with the right person at the right time to get the right results. Now let me ask you, what is your communication style?
Thank you, Dr. Leta, for wonderful speech, and that was definitely helped to learn something. So, personally, I feel that negotiation style helps in a lot of ways because all the places you have to just negotiate everything because people they have different options. So that is my belief. With that, I'll move on to our next speech, and our speaker is Toastmaster Rakesh, who is a software engineer from 2005. He's from Kerala, and his hobby includes reading and music. So before I call Toastmaster Rakesh, I would just like to call this evaluator Toastmaster Venkatesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Am I audible and clear?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for introducing me. Toastmaster Rakesh, he is my today target speaker, and his title of speech is Unity in Diversity. I think he is attending his L1 P2 project. The aim of the project is to enhance his vocal variety and body language. The timing of the speech is around 5 to 7 minutes. Our awesome timer, Toastmaster Sanjay, will note the timing of my target speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Okay, so I think already Toastmaster Venkatesh already has put in title and timings. But Toastmaster.
Good morning, everyone. Unity in diversity is a hallmark of our country. So is the same with my state, Kerala. I was born in Fort Kochi, which is the central part of Kerala. Fort Kochi is known for its cultural and historical importance. But at my younger age, I didn't know much about that. So whenever someone asks me, where exactly Fort Kochi is a good place to visit, I would say, I don't know. And in fact, I'll be looking for the nearest store for a quickest escape. The same was the case when I was in engineering college. The life in engineering college was an era where I had big friends, and we used to travel a lot. And mostly we used to travel outside Kerala, thinking that outside Kerala we have a lot of interesting places. And more our popular destinations were Kodaikanal, Bangalore, and Goa. It was only when I shifted to Bangalore that I got more queries about Kerala. At one instance, there was a set of colleagues who were planning for a Christmas vacation. And I volunteered to organize that trip. So as a discussion, we give a unique and diversified ideas. We had a discussion around these travelers. And one of the friend, Heidi, was saying, let's go to hill stations. While another friend, Anand, was saying, let's go to beaches. It's very awesome. And another friend, Evi, said that let's go to backwater. It's a really good experience to visit there. And others said, Jungle Safari, Rocks, let's go there. So we consulted a travel agent for that. And I was surprised to know that Kerala was their first recommendation. I didn't know that Kerala had such diversified destinations. And I was really impressed because I'm from Kerala and I didn't know all these destinations. In fact, I was going outside Kerala for the travel. So sometimes we feel like the grass is greener on the other side, but the real opportunity may be living under our feet. On a similar note, our lives can be categorized into personal life, career life, family life, and social life, etc. And we get everlasting happiness when we find unity between these diversified lives. Yeah. So we cannot have a particular career life focused feeling that it is the best to focus on one particular career life and ignoring the personal life. Take the case of Steve Jobs. He was a ex-CEO of Apple. He was a successful businessman, but he regretted in the end. He thought that he should have focused some part of his life on personal life. But it was too late. He died of cancer. He only focused on his career life. So, we should ensure that we let us not be a unhealthy billionaire or a bankrupt executive. And let me say an interesting story where we focus on it. Sometimes we have to focus on manage others' diversified life in order to find unity in our diversified. For example, I have an interesting story, and I was a developer at that time, and I had a 50-member team, and most of them were developers. And our manager was a workaholic. He used to spend a lot of time in office and also make us work very hard and for a long time. So, and this manager, he used to scold everyone. He was a very arrogant person. He used to scold everyone, and for no reason, we have to do a lot of things. And when, as a project team, we meet together, what we say is that let's find some solution to this problem. So we had a brainstorming, and we have decided that let's go to his parents and talk to them and say, make your son marry as soon as possible. So we have a very, he has a good family life and we can have some personal life. So take away from this story is that sometimes we have to manage other diversified lives so that we can have our personal life. Thank you.
Thank you all for the Rakesh for your speech. And definitely there should be unity in diversity. And India as a country, you can see that people have diverse belief, diverse language, everything, but still we are united. So with that, before I move on to our next section, which is table topics, I would just like to tell about 2 points. First thing is that whatever we pay attention, that grows, and that is related to neurons. So neurons, if I explain, that is brain cells, and neurons in action is mind. So what that grows and the 2 lobes get activated. So to diffuse that, if something is negative, we need to pay always attention to frontal. And with that, I'd like to call our table topic master, Toastmaster Kajal, who is a software engineer by profession, and her hobbies include playing chess, music, and dance. Over to you, Toastmaster Kajal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for great introduction. So I would like to organize today table topic session. So in the table topic session, why we have table topic in Toastmaster? Can you tell?
Think at the moment.
Yeah, right.
We can speak without
Yeah, the table topic is like for extemporary and like in our speakers there in the Toastmaster. Like we can't just give everyone the speaking opportunity. So this is the session that we organize to give the speaking opportunity to all the audience, to the guests, the members as well. So here the stable topic helps you improve the art of improvisation and Toastmaster Abhishek your theme on our feet. And it also helps you improve 4 vital communication skills. Those are listening, listening, thinking, and organizing and delivering. How you're delivering your speech within instantly, how you speak and how you think and how you deliver it. So these are the four middle communications you can improve via table topic session. So I have prepared some topics for you that will definitely help all of you to better with improvisation. I can randomly call anyone or you can voluntarily come up, it will be better. So yeah, but like to be coming in the voting or to be qualifying for the best table speaker, you have to speak at least 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes. So timer must Sanjay will show you the red card at 1 minute he will show you the green card, at 1 minute 30 seconds he will show you the yellow card, and 2 minutes he will show you the green red card, and 30 seconds will be the buffer time. So now I would like to request who is on first. Yes.
I go first because I see. Let me think about this.
10 seconds. 10 seconds allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me read out the topic. So, a topic which I picked today is, if you are famous, what would you be famous for? Right? So, hi everyone. Good afternoon. It's past 12 o'clock, so I can say good afternoon. So, if you are famous, what do you will be famous for is my topic. And as a kid, I always had this dream of becoming a Telugu or Tollywood hero, where I have so many fans. I have acting career. I have a lot of famous fame, which comes with money, which comes with success. You can measure your success and all those things, and you can be very famous in making very good movies like which are Bahubali or something like that. Those are certain famous movies, right? So being one actor in those kind of movies also make you famous. So I would want to be famous in acting because that is the quickest way to become a very good. There is also very hard work associated to it. There is a lot of I don't need to tell this, but there is a lot of practice sessions which happens. You know, when you are at the Toastmaster stage, when you are delivering a speech, you also have to practice very well. You have to deliver it. That's a type of acting. It's not exactly acting, but it is also kind which you can relate with this. So famous in any field is does not come easy. So you have to work hard for it. You have to learn from your experiences, and then you have to be at that point after hitting by a lot of stones, then you will become famous. So I want all of you to be famous. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohan, coming up with a beautiful story and like delivering it very nice, those thoughts and how for what purpose you want to be famous. Thanks a lot. So let's going forward. Who comes next? Coming next? Toastmaster Pranav. Yes. Yeah, I'll just get to you. The Pranav topic is, what are some of dumbest misadventures you have been on?
Okay. I hardly go to any that it's been decided. So Okay, last week, okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to talk about my misadventure. Sorry.
The best.
I think. Last week, I wanted to, like, I didn't have any plan for the weekend. So, me and my friend bought this new bike and we wanted to do an adventure. And we went to some museum nearby Bangalore. We went there and we just realized that it was we need to be pre-booked. And we thought that it costed around like 200 or 300 something. But at the moment of time, we realized that it cost around like 5,000 rupees per day, and we had only like 2 hours to complete it. So yeah, I don't know, like I don't have any like domestic stuff, but
Yeah.
that was
Thank you, Pranav. Give a try and share your thoughts on this topic. Yeah. So let's proceed. So Ravi. What's your biggest phobia?
Good morning, all. So my topic is what is your biggest phobia? Let me tell in a high level about my life. I had two kind of lives because in the earlier part, like when I was in college, I used to be like very extrovert. I used to travel a lot and I mean have fun with everybody. So there was one instance where I was alone in my room because there was some bad event in the college and everybody has to get in the college. So for some reason I was there in the college for just for 1 day, and I found that I could not be in the room alone that time, and I had to I mean go out every time. I mean inside the room I had a very unpleasant feeling. So when I consider the topic, I'm having a claustrophobia. So that was one part of my phobia, which was the earlier part. And again, I went into the books. After a long time, I went into reading books, and I became a kind of an introvert. And as an introvert, I would like, I mean, I don't, I had a phobia like, whenever I had to talk with different persons, my energy loses out. So every time now and then I go outside, have a hang around, I have to come into my room alone and gather my energy. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rakesh, for coming up with a cute and beautiful story how you were claustrophobic in your childhood, and when you just grow up and you just get to know about books and you just were introvert. So it was wonderful to be going over your thoughts. Thanks a lot. So I would like to call someone from virtually, Toastmaster Pasha. Toastmaster Pasha, I would pick your check and then I'll read for you.
Yes.
Nobody built like you. You design yourself.
So, I can't hear you.
Nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Ma'am, can you put it on chat box, ma'am? I can't hear you properly, ma'am.
Nobody built like you. Built like you. You design yourself.
Yes, I absolutely agree. So we are the creators of our own life. We are responsible for our own life. So nobody is responsible. So we are responsible for our own future, our own destiny, our own failures, our own success. Why? Because we design our life. Our future, our destiny is in our hand. So how we design, it is all up to us. So people are there to criticize, people are there to encourage. So some people encourage you, some people criticize you, but ultimately you have to take decision of your life. You have to move forward. So the taking responsibility, one's responsibility for your own life is the most honest thing. It is the most honest thing. If you take responsibility of your outcomes, you will learn. So if you are failed, you will learn with your own experience. If you succeed, you cherish and you move. You get you will enhance your confidence and you move forward further. So the overall the destiny is in our hand. Our future is in our hand. Only thing we have to do is we have to be persistent. Persistence is the key. So if we are persistence has power in it, magic in it. If you persist through our failures, we will if we persist through our struggles, one or someday we will definitely win. So ultimately we achieve our goal. So everything is on us. Overall, my conclusion is we are responsible for our own life. We are responsible for our own success, failures, everything. We are responsible overall for everything we have in life. Okay, over to you, ma'am.
Take round of applause for like we explain how like we just don't build so we just sometimes people criticize and some people think they will get motivated. I think believe on ourselves. We just don't listen to others. Sometimes some opinions matter a lot, but like don't be like dependent on the other people's opinions. You just listen to them and if there are good things, adapt in yourself. If there are not good things, leave it. Just like don't be bothered for other opinions, what people will think about you today. Like we are on the platform on the public speaking. If we are speaking, think like yeah, what other people think about me. If I will do mistake, then what they'll think about me. If we are speaking here, if we are doing mistakes, it's okay. Everyone is not perfect. Like everyone do mistakes, but from our mistakes only we just get better, better, better. So thanks a lot, to Mr. Pata. So now I would like to call, yeah, to Smart, Vishnu. Your topic is right now at this moment. What do you want most?
Okay. Good afternoon all. So my topic is right now at this moment, what do I want most? So actually I want electricity. It's fine, but so today I stand here so I request Sakya for persistently encouraging me to at least attend either through online or through hybrid mode. So one thing I would want here is the kind of encouragement and support from the fellow Toastmasters about how to pursue this forum. So today I'm learning about the different topics, format of the Toastmasters, how is going to happen, prepared speech, table topics, and there are different people to evaluate, grammarians. So all these are learning for me to know about the communication skills. So now my wishes also come true. Now the electricity has come. So similarly, I will persistently pursue this to learn more about the communication forum and the kind of support and encouragement from you all. Thank you.
Coming up as a guest and giving your thoughts, like what, like that's a very tricky question. Like you got it, but like it very wonderfully and not. So now I would like to call from virtual background. So Venkatesh, Toastmaster Venkatesh, I'll pick you on behalf
Yes.
of. And the topic is home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Am I audible?
Can you type, ma'am?
Yeah. I don't know. People can't hear us.
When they want to listen for one particular statement, it will be very difficult, like A, B, D, or something. So those things will be a problematic, but speech would be.
You got it, Toastmaster Venkatesh?
Yes, ma'am. I'm audible.
Yeah, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, TTM Kajal, for wonderful topic. I have the mixed feeling in living in my rural areas and other cities of my native place and different parts of India also. And when I went from my village to other different parts of India, like I went to Bangalore. There I lived almost 6 years. 6 years, like I have finished my schooling from 6 to 12th. There, there I live in hostels with my friends with different age groups, and it helps me in inculcating many good habits. How I learn from my seniors, juniors, and it also give me good posture. So how you alone survive, like you have to wash your own clothes, you have to make timetable, like you have to study yourself. Nobody will going to say yeah, when you have to study or something, but my mind always in my home, in my village. When I used to free time, I think about my mother, grandfather, grandmother. Uh, I always wish that they have to be in good health conditions. Whenever I get times to visit my rural areas, I always go to farm fields uh, with my grandfather. I enjoyed seeing greenery in my village, how the harvest grows, and how the machinery works. And it also gives me knowledge how India have a different capability of producing different commodities like rice, wheat. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Kazan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. It was indeed emotional story you shared with us, by your family, how you was connected with your parents, grandparents, and you go farm and all. Like was really good to be listening your experiences. Like yeah. So now I would like to. We have time. Yeah. So now I would like to call Toastmaster Sanjay our time. Can order it or you can. Yeah, you would. Try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud.
Good afternoon, everybody, and my topic is try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. And we know that it's sort of a rainy season, one must work every day in Bangalore, right? And we have seen that, but unfortunately, we're not able to see the rainbow because rainbow gives us a lot of happiness. The rainbow, from the childhood, we have been seeing whenever rainbow outside, it feels so happy about it. Start telling everybody that let's come and see the rainbow. So it's basically a symbol of happiness in our life, right? And cloud is basically like it's dark and like you don't see sunlight and stuff. It's a sort of a representation of sadness, struggle in your life. And I think like being a rainbow in somebody's life is an amazing thing because we can bring that joy in somebody's life. Actually, sad. That's a good thing. I feel that a rainbow definitely designed for the same thing. We can bring joy in our lives. I'll go away and then it's coming in front. Nature also, which sort of shows us this rainbow, right? And nature is sort of helping us a lot in every possible without sort of seeking something in return, right? So we should also do the same. We should become the rainbow, but we should not expect. We should not expect a lot of things in return, and we should not expect the same person should show us the rainbow in our time. But it is sure that somebody will. If you take that initiative, if you become the rainbow in somebody's cloud, a cloudy night, I think that is the most amazing thing to do for somebody. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosman and Sanjay, that you big round of he spread the joy in this session and in this room by giving his like positive vibes and positive words. So now I would like to call Toastmaster Chetna. Chetna, I'll just pick for you.
Sure, sure.
If you have a piece of paper, how would you like to be used before you were dressed?
If I'm, can I repeat the topic to understand? If I was a piece of paper, how I would be like to used before I'm pressed?
Yeah.
See, paper is something which is really useful for all kinds of people, right from office to students and to any toddler. If you see, toddlers use it generally to scratch and experiment on the various drawings or sketches they do it. So I would be happy if a small kid would use me for drawing some good nature related things, and they experiment me for sketching and all those kinds. And when it comes to students and the people in offices, I would like them to write something useful in the paper, like something informative and which could even send a message to the world and which could be beneficial for the people around. So that even when people have to be, even out of curiosity, if somebody tries to check what is written inside that paper, it has to be something useful and not something vague or not something which is written just for the sake of writing. I would enjoy that people write something informative and useful before I'm being pressed and thrown away. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chetna, for sharing creative and thoughtful ideas. How would you dress it and how the paper is useful for. Thanks a lot. Now we have left with, I would like to call now Toastmaster Abhishek. Song do you listen which motivates you instantly? motivate you instantly. Yeah. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Kajal. And earlier I used to listen a lot of songs. If you see the entire history, songs have different technology. So rock song, it will stimulate your base chakra, like if you see through in terms of chakra. So the rock song, it will stimulate your base chakra. Then if you go up, so the pop song, it will stimulate your navel chakra. You go up, classical music, that will stimulate your heart chakra or opposite. So nowadays, I'm fond of, because automatically, I believe the philosophy of whatever should happen automatically. It should, like, no one should force you. So automatically, nowadays I'm enjoying classical music mostly with Anushka Shankar, and that's when I enjoy just listen to that. And I sleep also. I sleep, I just focus, concentrate. That is the most important, most accuracy, most entertaining, most effective way to relax also. And that is the music which I enjoy. Apart from that, if you see, sometimes I listen to old music, all types of English also, but the most important, I enjoy, I relax, I entertain myself with the classical. What do you think?
Thank you so much, Abhishek, sharing with the deep history, how you just relate with classical and rock songs and then you just continue with the classical will give instant motivation. Thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts. So we can call one more guest or member. So who's left from the screen? I think only the Toastmasters can carry that. So I will call him. How do you feel about clones?
Clowns.
Clones.
Clones.
Clone.
It's a clone.
You have heard of clone.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Itself a masterpiece. But imagine, to your horror, if I have to see myself in front of me. Well, I see in front of me, in front of the mirror, which is still okay. But having a clone is something really going to be awesome. Okay, let us see it in that way. From the prehistoric time, who believe that, hey, if, only if, we can get another Isaac Newton, or we can only get another great personality who can come and motivate the world with their own inventions. But then, completely deserted. There's no hope for that. But interestingly, now doctors and scientists are coming up with clones. And have you heard it? That they are also coming up with a clone, which is called the sheep clone. They started off with that long back. Now they're planning to do that with dinosaurs as well. Well, if you can think that we at B5, we are watching here, we are having a meeting, and suddenly there is a dinosaur which came up saying that it's a clone of another one. That would be an amazing experience. Well, leaving out the dinosaur part, coming to the human beings. Now, if I have to have a clone, and then I would say that, okay, whatever we've done, whatever mistakes we've done in the past, now, as a clone, you can genetically program in such a way that it can motivate itself, or it can know that whatever mistakes it's already done, that will not be repeated. So imagine the kind of progress that we are now going to make in the future. So having a clone is something which is completely unknown. I mean, people are coming up with a lot of things, but considering the advanced of the looking at that will be something very amazing to look at into the future prospect. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster, and I'm coming up with a beautiful and instantly story you just made, and like you came up with a beautiful dinosaur story. Thanks a lot. And now I'm just wrapping the session and hand over the stage to our team Toastmaster Abhishek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kajal, for wonderful topics and everyone for speaking. So just one thought came to mind with Toastmaster Kanka's quote, that using the close method also you can activate your frontal lobe. So if you just there's a very beautiful quantum jumping by Bert Gordon. Just Google in the YouTube. So what he does, he imagines that just visualizes that he'll go into another planet and imagine himself like whatever I am the best person I can achieve everything. So he's 89, 90 years old and he's using all his technique. Like he does that certain things doesn't know, like he didn't know how to sing. But using quantum jumping, he's able to sing and he got some awards, some trophy also. Similarly, he learned photography also. So that one still I have to see what is the exact how he's using that quantum jumping. They can use that also. And with that, I'll move on to our next section, which is the evaluation section. What is the content?
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek. And now let's begin with the third segment, which is the evaluation. The evaluation is very, very important in our life. We need to know that what we did well and what we didn't do. So that's the positive platform of the Toastmaster journey. And having us the magic now to help up with this magical journey of the evaluation. Let me call upon my three musketeers first, and then I will move on to our overall segment of the evaluation. So to start with, may I request our timer of the day, Toastmaster Sanjay, please present your report. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so now to start off with that, let me divide the segment into three parts. The first part we will do it with the evaluation segment, where the evaluators will come and give the evaluation of the speeches. The second part will be the testing report, and the third one I will take up with the overall report of the general evaluation. Now to begin with, let me start with our first evaluator. May I request Toastmaster Kajal to please prepare share your evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster for being on the stage. So I would like to evaluate my target speaker, Toastmaster Lalita. She gave today every female speech, and her speech was described for what's the different way of communication style. So she gave very brief knowledge about different communication style, innovative communication style, direct communication style, supportive communication style, and analytical communication style. She just like tell every communication style, and then she came up with her communication style, how she found what is her communication style in all four communication styles. So like as we say, like in HR, we interact with different employees every day, and we resolve their questions by interacting with them, and we like it to doing this. And it was very informative and knowledgeable speech she came up. I really enjoyed her speech, and she was very confident in her whole speech, how she delivered it, and she taking enough adjourns in her speech, and that shows like she is moving towards expertness, and she was like her in her whole speech, she have eye contact with complete audience, and that so she is confident, and she used the hand gestures completely. Few points that she can take to improve her speech in like next stages. In her speech, she cross head in her speech, and like she make like whole speech in this position, and she did not move on whole stage. She was just standing here, and she was giving speech in that position. So it's like you're confident, but it shows like you little nervous. So just like the focus, like you just cover the complete stage, and you open your hands. You are doing this. Like you haven't used any other hand gestures. You might do anything else. And yeah, when thinking about 4 ways of communication style, you are in a hurry, like you have to just give something and you have to just go. Like you were just like reading some newspaper or something like so you just read it and you just tell your communication style and you like conclude it. So you can make it like interactive. How the thing other communication style like you practice in your like daily life and it doesn't work and you found out no these three communication styles are not my style. This is the my style. So you did not came up with the experiments they all the rest three communication style. You just told like yeah this is the my communication style because I felt like this like employees used to reject me and then this is my communication style. So like these points if you can work you can like take a speech to the next level. Over to you, Rosemary, and you Lord.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kajal. Now to add Toastmaster Kajal. So, Toastmaster Dalita, what went well along with the points which Toastmaster Kajal has pointed out? I found your story was very planned structure, but however, it would be better if you add more stories to it because the moment you add stories, we can relate to that one. So that is comes to the content part or the structure part. In terms of the body language, hand clasp was, I have seen most of the hand clasp. Now, hand clasp, certain terms of nervousness which we have, which we want to overcome to this platform. Now, what happens is, unintentionally, our hand is clasped, or sometimes we move when to very fast. Or sometimes our speakers they move to and fro back on coming from coming in to and fro. So this is the signs of nervousness which I mean, order to overcome take you body I would say. How do you do that? Instead of clasping, you just point it like this, keep your arms open, or keep it like this, and when you're showing it your hand, you keep a distance between your hands. Right, so don't put it like this because I found your putting, although there was a little bit of animation in your hands which you are doing there, but the hands were very clasped. Right, so that's why you are not able to see it properly. Keep it open. So that is the only thing which I would say. And other than it's good. I have seen you not improvement that you are coming up with. So along with the suggestions which Toastmaster Kajal has given, I would wish you all the best for that. Let's give a round of applause for Toastmaster Kajal. Right. Now next to evaluate Toastmaster Rakesh, may I request the evaluator Toastmaster Venkatesh to please present the evaluation report.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Venkatesh, you're on mute.
Sir.
Toastmaster Venkatesh, you can switch off the video in case there is a network issue. Okay. Okay. Let's give 1 minute of time for Toastmaster Venkatesh to join in.
No, the 5G is not 5G. Better. Now they're getting started.
Okay, so Mr. Venkatesh, can you hear us? And just do an audio video check. Say audio video check 1, 2, 3.
Okay, audio video check 1, 2, 3.
Awesome, yeah. Please go ahead with your evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya, for explaining my roles today, and give me a big round of applause for our best speaker, Toastmaster. what is his name, sir?
Rakesh.
Forgot. Toastmaster Rakesh. Okay. Okay. First, I will talk in what way he excelled at. I think his speech was very structured, informative, and it gives me a very clear glimpse of his related topics. First, I will talk about his clarity. He is very clear in explaining how unity in diversity, like giving examples in states like Kerala and Hill and Bangalore and other things. And the second one is eye contact. He is very comfortable with the audience in eye contact. And the next one is comfort level. Uh, while I'm watching his speech, sometimes he forgot during his speech, but I did not feel that very he is a little nervous at all. He has the good ability to recall the things as quickly as possible to continue his speech. And next one is audience awareness. He clearly explains the meaning of unity in diversity in giving the good knowledge about to the audience. Now I will talk some Toastmaster Rakesh that you have to may work upon. The first one is vocal variety. During his speech, I I think that he is the same tone or pitch during his speech. I give some examples. Can he say? Can he will say? Let's go to a hill or beaches. He gives so many examples, but he will just with the same tone. And this and then next one I saw him that he was standing at one place. He can use all the spaces around and 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 the last one from my point is that during his speech he shifts from one event to other event. If he sticks to one event, audience will be more interacting to know what is next. Like first he talks about Kerala, then Bangalore, or maybe CEO of that Apple company, Steve Jobs. Over to you, Toastmaster Sankhya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now to add up to Toastmaster Venkatesh evaluation, Toastmaster Venkatesh, when you were giving the evaluation, straight away come to the evaluation, because as an evaluator, you have a timing of 2 to 3 minutes. So which means you will start up with that, appreciating Toastmaster Rakesh and asking all the audience to give a class, to give a clap. Although it's an appreciation for Toastmaster Rakesh, but however, as an evaluator, you are wasting the time for the actual evaluation, right? So straight away come to the evaluation part. Now, in terms of the evaluation, you give a good evaluation that what could have been improved and what are the things on which Toastmaster Rakesh can improve. Now, Toastmaster Rakesh, I have a small suggestion for you. And what we as a speaker, we also all did that. Now, when we read our speech in the stage, there are chances that we might forget some of the lines or some of the words. Now, the thing is that here's the catch on that you know that you are forward, but the audience do not know about it. Okay. Now, how do you overcome that one is you play around with the speech. For example, at a certain point where you say that like the Steve Jobs example, where you gave, and then you forward for a few seconds. Now, when you forward for a few seconds, let other people know about it. How do you do that is at that time you can ask an open-ended question to the audience. Okay. For example, if you say that this is the example of Steve Jobs, what do other think? So you wait and for the others to respond. Even if they respond or even if they do not respond, it's fine. But at that moment, you can quickly recollect your thoughts. That's okay. That's number one. Secondly, also how do you do that is when you think that it's going to be you will forward something, you reduce your pace of speaking. Okay. So the moment you reduce your pace of speaking, in the other hand, your conditions activate your brain that what's the next thing I'm going to say. Okay. And in terms of the preparation, when we do that, I mean, this is what I follow. So what we do is, if I am writing famous word, for example, when I reading it out and I am practicing that home, so I like the points of the words which I feel I just color code that. So the moment you put a color code over there about the points of the words, then instantly you are preparing your brain or training your brain in such a way so that you will remember that. Because color is something to which your brain will immediately recognize. So that word or something will continue. Then of course it happens in the practice. But don't let others so that you forget. So that's the golden rule. And but last content was very good. I would have liked the content, but as Mr. Venkatesh has pointed out, you need to play around with your voice modulation. So and also use the stage play. So when you are giving all the stages in your speech, so I think there are three segments. So you start off with this because center space. You start with this when you are moving on to the next space a little bit and move on and third move on like this. So that people will, and it should not look like artificial way. Looks like you're telling a story. So that when you are telling a story, it really attractive to the story. And the story has a very big part. But then on the voice modulation part, that is something which is really important because 20% of the overall impact on your story is from the content. Remaining 80% is how do you deliver it. So that was good. So let's give a round of applause for those first Venkatesh and awesome. Now let's move on to our second segment of the meeting. Now for that, may I request Dr. Sanjay to please prepare, please present your timer.
So I think everybody kind of tried to be interesting, stick up to the timeline, right? And I think let's start somewhere else. People kind of started wrapping up, and I think nobody in the today's section, nobody got disqualified the time properly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay. Have a round of applause for Mr. Sanjay. Now, for the R counter, may I request Mr. Pasha to please present your report?
Yes, the first speaker, Toastmaster Lalita, clarity and flow of speech was excellent. She didn't use any crutch words. The second speaker, Toastmaster Rakesh, favorite word was and he used several times. He took long pauses, one or two times. Because of that, clarity and flow was initially it was clear, but during at the end it was interrupted. Coming to the table topics, speaker 1 took used three times as, ums and so. Speaker 2 also used 2 times so and one time each. Third speaker used 3-4 times. Okay, coming to fourth speaker also used 2 times so, one time one time. Coming to Toastmaster Venkatesh, he used several times, 1 or 2 times and Sanjay didn't use any crutch words. Chetana didn't took any crutch words, didn't use it. Abhishek also in table topics used 2 times and 2 times so. Okay. Sankhya sir in table topics didn't use any crutch words. Coming to the evaluation section, evaluation, Toastmaster Kajal used several times. Toastmaster Sankhya Dev used took 2-3 times. Okay, Toastmaster Venkatesh in evaluation used and ums 2 or 3 times. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much for the detailed report, Toastmaster Pasha. Round of applause. Now, may I request Toastmaster Chetna as a grammarian, please share your report.
Are you able to view my screen, Sankhya?
Yeah, if you can just increase the.
For today's meeting, coming to the good usage. The good usage were correlate by Toastmaster Abhishek, and few of the good usage by Toastmaster Lalita were beat around the bush, ambitious, spontaneous, precise, and there was another good usage word called diverse used by Toastmaster Rakesh, and he also used another good phrase, grass is greener on the other side. And amazing was used by Toastmaster Sankhya. Coming to the not so good usage. Need not have to find could be better used as need not find. Instantly speak could be better used as speak instantly. Don't need to tell, need not say. Don't listen to others. Don't listen others. Don't listen to others. How it's going to happen, how it would happen. And the word of the day, persistent, was being used by Toastmaster Pasha twice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chetna. Round of applause for Toastmaster Chetna's acknowledgement. Thank you, Toastmaster Chetna. Now moving on to the third and the last segment of this general evaluation. So I'm going to give an overall over the evaluation of today's meeting, how it went and what could have been improved on. So the meeting started around 11:05 by Toastmaster Lalita as a sergeant at arms. Toastmaster Lalita, I can see that you are becoming very pro in handling this role as a sergeant at arms. But you also included all the points, the required rules and regulations, which you could what the members need to follow. Just here, one point over here, in terms of the script, there is a particular format in the offline venue. So whenever the speaker on the dais is moving out and another speaker is moving on, so there is a firm handshake which is required. So you can add that to your script as well. And another one, I see that you also spoke a little bit about the theme as a sergeant at arms, which was really good. Just one suggestion over here in the offline venue, try to avoid the script. Okay, and so that will be great. You can just write down the points and you can remember the points and you can tell the entire thing on that. Then you very beautifully move on the transition to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Mansi. So Toastmaster Mansi rightly pointed out the history of the Toastmasters when it all started, because I see that we have two guests who are very new to Toastmaster. Toastmaster Mohan is a very new member. And she also took the right way of the guest introduction. So the guest feel comfortable since this is the first time you are joining this meeting. And then the baton was moved on to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abhishek. Toastmaster Abhishek, I see there's a huge improvement, I would say, in terms of your overall presentation. There's a great improvement. We started off with your session with a question. Now, being as you know, it's very important that you should gather the entire audience's attention. You should interact, so that you have started off very nicely. You also have put up very good content, because I felt it was a very well researched content. I know you are very good in reading books, so that you put into place. That was on the content wise, it was very nice. Today you also dressed well and nicely. That one also plays a big role, because when you are dressing nicely, it shows that you have taken up that role seriously, and that you have already seen. In terms of the improvement areas, I would say one is you use a lot of phrases and jargons which you explained, but it would be great that if you can connect those with some examples or some stories. Because the moment you create stories around that one, instead of giving a theoretical expansion, stories would be being more effective. And also, you use somewhere when you were telling some story about, you used certain words of something. Like for example, you were saying that he was a neurosurgeon or something like that. Now, when you were using the word something like that, you were actually diluting that statement of yours, because you are not sure that who is it actually, although it's your story. you do not use avoid the words like something like that, which will actually highlight it, because yours was a pretty well prepared and well content wise. So think these things pretty strongly. And last but not the least, when you're introducing the speakers, there is a particular format when you are introducing the speaker of the day. Format is the speech title, name, speech title. So that way you have to always introduce the speaker. Otherwise, it's a very beautiful way, because all the transitions we have given from each speaker to another speaker, you spoke a little bit about that one. But each and everything, I have seen you were your attention was very much in detail, because that was the only way you can make a smooth transition. So very beautiful. I'm really glad that you have improved a lot, and it's a very nice way of the Toastmaster session. Let's give a round of applause for our Now, the baton was now passed on to our TTM, the table topic master, Toastmaster Kajal. Toastmaster Kajal, very nicely, now when you walked up to the stage, since we have guests over here, you rightly pointed out that what is the table topic all about and how we are going to get the benefit out of it. And you rightly also pointed out the timing, because that is very crucial in Toastmaster. That was really well. In terms of the topics that you have chosen, I see you have put in a lot of effort and hard work in writing down the chips, so many chips, and then you cut into pieces and then you prepare it. So that shows the level of excitement and the hard work which went behind it in that one. And also I found out your transition from one speech to another was very excellent. You were summarizing each one, every speech, and then you are moving on to the next one. In terms of improvement, I do not have any other improvement area. So let's keep it on the applause for Toastmaster Clarity. So with that, so we are now towards the end of the session. And okay, so now since we do not have the presiding officer, she had to got dropped out because of the network issues in message me. So let me conclude this today's meeting. But before concluding, let me take an opportunity to thank all of our guests for coming up over here. So I would like to hear from each one of us, each one of you, that how do you find today's session. Okay, so for that, may I request Vishnu first to come and first introduce, because he joined a bit late. So we'd love to hear your introduction and how do you like the work session. You can come.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Yeah. So yeah, my name is Vishnu. So I work as a software engineer. So this is my first offline session. Earlier I attended online sessions during the COVID times in 2020, twice or thrice. So my first experience offline, and especially with hybrid, managing both for online as well as offline, was wonderful. I've never seen something like that. It's going very telling all the people sitting here, as well as people who have attended online from different parts of the state and country. And I also got to know the different evaluation points, not just for the speakers, but also for the evaluators, which are the given, and also similarly how T-mod, timer, grammarian, how counter keeper. So everyone has given a good points about how to improve, because generally when we come and speak, we think that we are all speaking good. So pointing out mistakes, even for the evaluators and also for the speakers. So it says that platform, they're giving it as a platform to grow rather than just experimenting. So that is very good. So I look forward to join more sessions as a guest and probably as a member. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Next, may I request Mohan to please. I'm not a guest here, but I know you, but most of them are done.
So it's no need to say explicitly that this is my extended family. I have learned a lot from Speakers Den. I've been a member of it for quite some time, and I've seen Abhishek, who had just joined, and I've seen, as we likely mentioned, there's a lot of improvement which happened. So Toastmasters is a platform where we learn from each other. No one is perfect, so everyone have something to take away. right? So a couple of things which I have learned here is very valuable, and I kept using them. I first came for the communication improvement. I was very hesitant to talk. I didn't even talk like 25 seconds into my first table topic back in Rotary Club. But now I think I have exceeded 2 minutes. Thanks for me. So that's how I can see myself grow, and I can see others grow along with me. Now my main intent is to get the leadership skills done. I want to work on them and have apart included with that the communication skills also grows. So that's how we did. But yeah, thanks for having me. I will look forward to join. Sorry I couldn't join earlier.
So Mohan was also part of our leadership team 1 year back, 1 year back. Yeah, so he was part of the XCOM club, and he played a role of class secretary and sergeant arms also right here. So and he was a very active member, and we had a lot of photos and videos in the Facebook still. If you want to go ahead with that. So thank you, Mohan, for coming back once more, and that is the platform of Toastmaster. We keep on practicing day in and day out, and that's the platform where we come. We fail because most of us were very hesitant in failing, but here we anticipate and we expect and we encourage failing, because without failure you will not be able to move ahead. You will not be able to know that what can be improved on. Right? So this is the platform exactly. So now our third and last speaker, the guest, Pranav. Pranav, would love to hear from you.
Okay, this is my first Toastmaster class. So good thing about I learned is that it is very organized course. So there is a timer, a counter, and grammarian is also there. And I see that the people are very diverse background across ages and their background of career. So yeah, I'm hoping that I will grow along with you. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Pranav. Well, with that, we are ending our meeting number 299. The next meeting will be our 300th meeting of the day. We are planning something, along with the club officers. So we will keep you posted on that one. And with that, let's end today's session. Anybody else want to come on the stage? Speak anything? Okay, great. Thank you so much. All have a lovely day. Now we can end the session. Thank you.